Welcome back, guys and gals, to Trekyards. He is Commander Cockings.
He is Captain Foley.
Today we're here to look at another Federation starship, Star Trek Online. It's the not Connie.
What's a not Connie?
It's the poster child for, literally, the poster child for Star Trek Online. Yeah.
So for the record, they've made better ships since, and more impressive ships since, and more logical ships since. And that's why this is interesting, because we're continuing our deep dive into what was. And as you say, this is their... We looked at their sort of weird Sovereign-esque ship. This is their, hey look, we've got a future Connie! And Stuart's a big Connie man, so we will see if this thing cuts the mustard, or if it's just a weird thing that we hope no one plays in game. We'll find out! So top view, Stuart. Throw me all of your Connie brain reactions.
It's one of those ones that doesn't quite hold up from different angles. I like this angle, though. It almost feels like they didn't have the licensing rights to Star Trek, so they did something similar but different. I do like the color scheme, though. As always with these STO ships, I do like the black accents. So, and the addition of phaser strips. Get rid of those Connie ball turrets.
Although is it black accents if it's the entire bridge circle and, you know...
Yes.
Okay.
It still is.
Yeah, this is literally from a different time in TV and film and design. This is, I think, pre-Game of Thrones, you know, before the dark days, as it were. So there is a lot of design work going here, I think. I can them doing something both different and the same. But it's a bit odd, isn't it? Nothing really works uniformly design-wise. It's just kind of things that are thrown together. It's like, why are there two escape pods either side of the neck area at the back? Just two.
Mm-hmm. And then 4 behind the bridge. Which,
if scaling is to... We shouldn't take as read. That bridge scale is very odd. Windows being in the black room is odd, and although I suppose I commend them for having two sort of TOS pilot style areas, just the not black bits of all the bits that you could accent. They didn't do the thing that would normally, but that implies to me doors. So maybe runabout style bays, which could be pretty. I've not seen that before.
Yeah, you're right. If they were going for a black accent, that'd be a perfect place to put them, like all out of the cage, you know. But yeah, they do seem like it's an odd detail. It could be a door that slides open. I never thought of that.
How do you feel if they were literally for runabouts?
That'd be kind of cool, actually.
Kind of cool. Be weird, but it'd be cool.
Yeah, it'd take up a lot of saucer room, though.
But if that's the mission profile, then, you know... Yeah, who needs escape pods when you have runabouts? It's odd. It's like it's trying so hard, but also really not at the same time.
I do like the nacelles from this angle, though, I gotta say.
I reserve judgment. Oh, the impulse crystal is quite cool. I give them credit. That's a quite cool honeycomb style. Let's see if our feelings change. The next view is the back. Okay. Still
like the nacelles. And the first thing I noticed was the impulse engines. They just moved them out, and it feels very like Strange New Worlds
or Enterprise E, but small. Yeah, I mean that tells me they're more advanced by making them smaller. For some reason, the pylons give me Star Trek 2009, 2000, Into Darkness, or all those JJ vibes. Just the way, the angle and the way it curves makes me think more inspired by that.
Maybe. I do like the pylon structure, though.
Yeah.
I like the shape. And the nacelles seem properly proportioned and distanced properly apart.
They wouldn't do that again, would they? Yeah, and I do like the black accenting and the beam of light for some reason on the nacelles. Those are quite good. Although, having the entire neck and leading up to the back being black again, it makes the whole thing get lost. It looks far less significant and meaningful or just being painted black for no real reason. Like, that could have been a cool area with cool details, and it's just lost.
I'm going to say I do like the black striping on the back, though. I think it looks nice. The thing that kind of confuses me is the shuttle bay door. It just doesn't feel like a door, if that is, in fact, still the shuttle bay.
Well, I mean, there's a slight seam in the middle. Perhaps it's two different shutters that go up, a la... just, garage doors, which would be bold. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, and you're right. The impulse crystal looks really good. I do like the honeycomb pattern in there.
Again, different but the same. Okay, now I think the next view is going to be an iconic one. Let's see how it holds up.
Ooh. think it holds up pretty good, actually. More escape pods on the bottom of the saucer. And,
yep. Stopping the old door or detail from doing its thing.
The classic STO weapons mounts. Got one on the front of the saucer. I kind of like the placement of all of them. They've even got the ones in the neck for like torpedo launchers, which is a nice detail.
Yeah, we're kind of digging the ones in the lower sensor dome because obviously this is not TOS, TMP, whatever. So the E has quantums, so put them either side of the dome, and that's actually kind of interesting.
It's a nice callback to TOS where the phasers just fired from that area.
That's also true. But I was picturing with torpedoes, obviously they're red, obviously in early STO they're just weapons, but although you can definitely see how few polygons there are in the neck because there's 6. But, you know, obviously this view you're not going to see quite as much. Therefore, the top view is what they should focus on because that's what the player sees the most. So the further back you go, the further down you go, the less detail comes in, I think.
The deflector looks nice. I do like that square shape in there. It's kind of a nice breaking up of those shapes.
I think that's meant to be the Enterprise D deflector, but you know, in a circle, because I think that has the same inner glow, which I like. I think it works well.
And we got more escape pods on the bottom part of the secondary hull, which is nice.
Although talk about lack of windowing in the secondary hull, my goodness, there's 2 rows, many decks apart.
And got rid of all the windows in the neck of like the Connie and the refit. Just have one strip.
Except the one area where the overhang would block almost all your view. They're a bit lower.
It's also where saucer separation would occur. So, just saying. And the Tron-like glow of that stripe on the strut actually looks kind of nice. Don't know what purpose it would serve unless it is one of the plasma transfer things. Look, shoot here. Here's our plasma going up to our warp coils.
Yep. Very possibly. No, I think this is the most cohesive so far. Nothing wows me, but again, they probably only had a few, God, I said days to look at it. And then, you know, when you have 40 ships to make, are any of them getting the true hero treatment? I don't know if
this is the one that would, because like I said, this was the poster. The one that was on all the posters to advertise this game. It's on my edition that I bought, the special collector's edition. And it's the most iconic ship, just kind of reimagined. So, yeah, I don't know. It does look like there's some phaser strips on the bottom of the secondary hull near the back, too. So.
Now, the next view reminds me of several fan designs of the Connie, but this, I think, feels very flowing.
Yeah, it feels a lot like the Strange New Worlds Enterprise. Even the Disco Prize as well, which is different a little bit. But it feels more squat than the refit was, especially in this image. Yeah, it feels more in line with like the Enterprise E, almost with the sleekness of it a little bit.
Yeah, it's got a different flow to it.
Yeah, and the shape of that secondary hull not being like a barrel shape, it's kind of like it is, but it's a squished barrel. So.
Yeah, getting Stranger Worlds vibes from that for sure. Not too bad. That one's I think my favourite view so far. Let's see if we feel any different going orthographically. Top and bottom. That's not what I thought I was going to like, I'll be honest.
Yeah, these both look really good, actually. They do have a JJ type vibe to them, for sure. But this is JJ done right. Yeah, those nacelles still hold up for me. All these images have just been... I like these nacelles. And like I said, that accenting of the color, I think just makes this pop for me.
But also, many parts are invisible in the shot. Yeah, I think that the pylons are what lie like the most. That is a super unique curve, gradient, and connection angle, and all of it works well with the flow to create just... My brain goes to squid for some reason, that kind of like that vibe a bit more. I don't know if that adds anything technically to the design. You know, warp fields, whatever. But I think that works really well. The nacelles aren't too thin. They could have been. They're thinner than I thought they were.
A little bit, yeah, but I think it still works.
And the saucer, it's funny that it's so classically proportioned that it almost juxtaposes how the other two sets of shapes are unusual, but the classicness feels sleek, and therefore the white and black feels sleek. It's a remarkably sleek views. Not like the best thing ever, but we looked at some pretty broad Sargon line things, and this, I think, now looking at it orthographically, there is a cohesivity which doesn't necessarily fully come across in the perspectives, but that's why these are really interesting to alternate towards.
And it's kind of weird because I can't see the escape pods in these images. which are visible in the other ones.
Oh, must have been on the windows. It must have broken? I guess the window's broken between renders. Weird. Next view, though, is the other views. Now, this certainly highlights the neck. They just shoved plating on without any care, thought, or attention. Because what the hell is that?
These are all ugly. The side view is not too bad. But the front and back just don't work. And it is very much the disco prize with that squatness of it.
It really is, yeah.
And again, it's just more simple shapes because of the lower polygon count. But you can... It just... Something about it just doesn't work from the front and the back for me.
Talk about a titan falling at the last hurdle, eh?
Yeah.
It's like, it's pretty good. Nope. But again, these are not views you'll ever see in game. These are views you can't even make in game, not properly. So this is why, you know, showing it as true form. Those nacelles now look entirely out of proportion lengthwise to the main body, which in itself now looks badly proportioned overall. Gosh, and that's front of the saucer. It's just the wrong scale. I don't understand. My brain doesn't like it, Stuart.
Well, yeah, same here. I don't like the stepping either. It's
no.
It's not organic. It's just.
And the way it back steps in the back view, that as it's going down, just looks like everything's been squashed weirdly, which it hasn't been. Oh dear, guys. Oh, 2006 team, what did you do in orthographic? Why couldn't you? But Stuart, what everyone's been asking since second one of this video, how does it compare to the other Connies? And does this Connie, in fact, beat the other Connies? Let's find out to some side views.
All right, well.
Connie and Connie. Not to scale, I assume, but just to equalizing out.
Beautiful, and then more beautiful, and then, okay, it's a progression. It does feel like it's a natural progression.
Everything's smaller, sleeker, thinner.
I would imagine it is a bit bigger than the refit was. So that, yeah, you're right. Scaling, I don't know, is necessarily correct. But then again, the lack of windows on it from the other images, it does not feel big by any stretch.
Instantly, my gut sense is, yeah, the nacelles need to be like 15% less long. They look too gangly.
What, are these nacelles for ants? They need to be at least 3 times as big as this.
Good film. I don't mind the cutout and the way the shuttle bay looks, but I want it to be taller. It looks too squished now.
Yes, absolutely. But again, if it's upscaled, if this is like twice the length of the refit...
Well, twice.
Then it would be more in line with how it should be.
I guess just proportionally. I think I'm looking at overall proportions.
Yeah. I do like the front of the secondary hull, though. And again, here we've got more of the JJ trope, where the neck kind of goes right... Like on the profile of the JJ one, it goes like to the middle of the secondary hull. It goes back way far, and you can see that here. But I like this flow way better than the JJ prize. It makes me think they're trying to protect the nacelle of the neck from damage, maybe making it significantly bigger. Well, I can't imagine it would be 3 times the scale because the RCS thrusters are so giant. There would be more smaller rings of thrusters than giant ones, because those ones would be, you know, building sized. And again, the stepping, the odd, I know it's polygon count, whatever, but a slight curve in the saucer would give it such balanced dimensionality. Both the other Connies, their bridge modules end at the top of the nacelles, which give it a pleasing symmetry. This one, it almost does, but it doesn't. I think that would have helped the depth. Although I do like the area that leads back to the impulse crystal. I kind of like that, doing that thing. So it really is a family when you put a 3 like this. It does blend in rather well. It is the odd one out, of course, but this side looks now for me less bad than last time we looked at, you know, 2 minutes ago in non-contrasting images. I think this actually works better now in contrast. Like I see what it's pulling from more, which helps me blend it in better. And you got the TNG, of course, or like red bizarre collectors and the blue warp chiller grills, which is nice. Yeah, the nacelles from the side aren't as pleasing to me, but I still like the overall design of them. And again, they got the JJ-esque like shroud and hood at the top, or at the front. So well, that was the last Enterprise to grace our screens.
But we'll end on the first and the last picture. We've had a journey here today, Stuart. We're going to come down on this design in the pantheon of review thoughts.
Not bad for a progression, and that's exactly what they were going for with STO, because it is in the future, and they were just trying to give you the classic designs, but updated. I think they actually did a pretty good job in that regard. Again, I'd like to know the exact sizing of it to get a better feel for how it would compare to the other ones. But it does seem like, when we saw the three together, it does seem like a natural progression of the design flow. So
it's okay.
That's about it. Yeah,
right? That's
be nice.
Yeah, well, you know, you are the talker out of the two of us, and I'd like to simplify things, you know. No, it's okay. There's a certain... We are lucky as Trek fans that all of our hero ships, all the Enterprises, Voyager, DS9, they're all actually genius in their own way. We've been very lucky about that. This is a testament to a team that is trying to make something that utilises the genius of the past, but doesn't have quite a strong vision for the future, nor the detail in the model to be able to create that future. It'd be interesting to see the same person who designed this come back 15 years later and do a redesign of his redesign. That would have been that would be interesting. How different or the same it would be. Although I'm sure it'd be influenced then by things like the Stranger World Enterprise, which of course this feels very similar to. I wonder if Scott Schneider and Johnny saw this. I mean, they would have seen it in the sense of posters and such. I wonder if there's anything in their brain, because, you know, they're similar, but also there's only so many times you can redesign a wheel, right?
Yeah. But we want to hear what you guys think about this redesign of the wheel. Let us know in the comments section down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and click the notification bell icon to all. We do a lot of regular content, and we do a lot of lives as well. We want you to be part of it, because we have a great community, so come join us.
And if you want to support it more directly, you can via the lives and super chatting your thoughts, questions, comments, or just a hello there. That is Star Wars, but it's also just a good thing to say. Or super thanks on any video like this one. There's a button, press it, click it, utilize it. Thanks so much. Patreon, so like join the channel, but on Patreon. Or one-time donation, trekyards@hotmail.com, which pays for many things and bobs, or buy a shirt. Or just buy you and me a coffee if you see us.
That's right. So until next time, he is Commander Cockings.
He's got a phony. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.